And that's the show we said was better than NXT. I'm getting dizzy, so I ain't going to take long. Here's the reason why it was better than NXT. Because except for the Undisputed Era, Pete Dunne, Matt Riddle, and Tommaso Ciampa, and Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, this was just a bunch of shit this week that I didn't want to see with people I didn't want to see doing it. I mean, that's the only way I can say it. I wanted to watch because I specifically wanted to see Charlotte and Rhea Ripley face-to-face, and they had Bianca Belair in it. And I'm not saying anything bad about Bianca Belair, but it was too busy. I wanted to see fucking Charlotte and Rhea Ripley face-to-face, do something, lead me to WrestleMania. But instead, both Belair and Rhea team up because they're from NXT to level Charlotte, and it was kind of flat. Charlotte looks like a fucking star. She's one of the better female promos that I've ever seen. Rhea Ripley, as we've said, they've gotten her over. She looks like a fucking star too. And those two together, I can't wait to see the fucking match. You got to work your magic, so I don't have to buy the pay-per-view. I still get to see the fucking match. But it was busy with Bianca Belair. And the only other thing was whatever that the babyfaces opposing the Undisputed Era did, the arena brawl, and then the six-man, that's great stuff. And the rest of it was just blah. The six-man, Ciampa hurt his, I was afraid it was his knee, but it's his ankle apparently he hurt. When he was trying to catch whoever was coming off the apron with that fucking flying knee, I don't know. Ciampa, we've talked about, has had multiple knee surgeries, multiple all kind of surgeries. He was doing that Project Ciampa where he picks the guy up, powerbomb position, and drops him on both his knees. He was doing that in Ring of Honor after he'd had ACL reconstruction, and he's still doing it. And it just scares the shit out of me. I don't know why he's doing that, but he's not going to put any injury over, I guess. But it was nonstop action in the match, but it all made sense at the same time. You could tell who was pitching and who was catching. I thought Pete Dunne looked better than I've seen him. Kyle O'Reilly is better than ever. Adam Cole is fantastic. And they had a wild-ass fight and a wild-ass six-man tag. And they didn't even have to give away a finish. Roddy hopped in. They got the heels DQ'd, which was perfect to continue things. They get some heat afterwards. The only thing I didn't like, here comes Velveteen Dream. What the fuck? Some wild, sloppy bullshit and cleared the ring all by himself. I thought that was as rotten as a fucking green apple. But otherwise than that, but that was the show. There was nothing else on the show that I even wanted to stop and not fast forward through.
Did you watch the Gargano Finn Balor face-off promo?
No, because I like Finn Balor, but Johnny Gargano, I'm sorry. I just can't fucking, no. Was it any good?
It was all right. It was a little too hokey for me. I don't know. I wasn't crazy about it. I thought it was good from Gargano. I thought Finn Balor was a little too acting the role of a heel as opposed to being heel. Others will disagree. I agree with you about
Did Gargano have a facial expression?
He was angry. He was
really
angry, Gargano. Yeah.
Son of a gun.
You know, I'm surprised AEW didn't totally destroy NXT. I'm surprised NXT did as well as they did in the ratings this week. Because it was just such a rotten show to me.
Well, but no. Think about this. Do you know the food at the new restaurant you've just tried is rotten before you eat it? Or do you know not to go back and eat it again? That's what everybody says. Well, such and such was a rotten show and such was a great show. Okay, that's going to reflect next week. Not when it's actually happening. We don't know it was a rotten show until we fucking saw it and realized that was a rotten show. So the more rotten shows you do, the more it affects your future ratings, not the rating at the time. Does that make any sense?
It makes perfect sense.
But nobody, well, see, it was a 10 rating over here and a 4 rating over there. Well, the 10 rating could have been the worst show ever fucking aired or broadcast, but they got a 10 rating because they've done some good shows. Whereas the 4 could have been the best show ever, but they got the 4 because they'd done a bunch of shitty shows before that. There you go. I don't know.
All right.